Ben was feral, terrified, and hurting. When he finally found himself trapped, it wasn't relief he felt, but fear. Sometimes, a single look is enough to change everything. For Ben, that look was filled with pain, confusion, and exhaustion, but also deep down a faint spark of hope. And for us who found him, it was impossible to walk away. Ben's story began on the streets of Dubai in August 2022. He was wandering near my workplace, a frail, wounded, defeated-looking cat who had clearly seen too much of the world's cruelty. His face was torn by a large gaping wound, his body covered in scars, and his teeth in terrible shape. But even more heartbreaking were his eyes that seemed to have given up on life. We knew that if Ben was left out there, he wouldn't survive. So we set out to catch him, though it wasn't easy. At the vet, things became clearer and more complicated. Ben tested positive for FIV and his wounds required ongoing care. But he was too frightened to allow daily treatment. We knew he needed something hospitals couldn't provide. A place of peace, patience, and kindness. That's when we placed him in the loving care of a foster home, a home that changed his life.
What is it, Benny? What? Oh, you suddenly woke up now? For what? I give you food. Okay.
His foster mom opened her home and her heart to a cat who didn't yet believe in either. At first, Ben kept his distance. Every movement, every sound, every human presence made him flinch. But his foster mom understood that healing takes time.
Oh, don't be worried. Okay, have food. I'm trying to touch him, but obviously he's not ready for it. Oh, don't shudder, baby. I'm not doing anything.
She gave him what he needed most: space, calm, and quiet reassurance. And slowly, Ben began to change.
Hi, Benny. I'm gonna be friends with you. And you know how I'm gonna buy your love and friendship? No.
The videos of his progress became a source of hope for everyone following his story.
Benny, I'm gonna sit on your level and I'm gonna feed you some food, which I'm pretty sure that you like. Do you see this? This is broth. Do you see that? Come, why don't you try it?
From hiding under furniture and refusing touch, he started eating in the same room as humans. Then he began watching other cats and cautiously joining them. Soon after, he was sitting nearby, his body relaxed, his eyes softer. And then one day it happened. A breakthrough that melted everyone's heart. Ben let his foster mom kiss him. It was a small, quick, gentle kiss on the top of his head, and a giant leap for a cat who once thought love was something dangerous. Over the months that followed, Ben's transformation continued. He made feline friends, grooming them and letting them groom him back. He discovered the joy of soft blankets and sunbeams, and developed a surprising fondness for snuggling up close to humans, especially the ones patient enough to earn his trust.
Benny? Are you sitting on my lap? Baby?
But Ben's journey wasn't over yet. Just when everyone thought he was done healing, Ben started limping.
Where is it hurting for you, Benny? Here it's hurting? Oh, okay.
X-ray revealed an old spinal injury that had started pressing on his nerves, causing him pain and discomfort. The next steps were getting a CT scan and MRI done. Ben wasn't alone. His story had already touched thousands of people online, a community of strangers who cared deeply about one cat's fight for happiness. Donations poured in, but sadly only enough for a CT scan, which showed signs of degenerative disease rather than old injury as was found in the x-rays. The MRI would have only confirmed the degenerative disease. His recovery suddenly looked uncertain again. His treatment options were either a surgery with only a 50% chance of success and a high risk of relapse, or the least intrusive long-term pain management medication and monitoring. We opted for the latter. Against the odds, Ben did what Ben does best. He kept healing. Almost 3 years after that fateful day in 2022, Ben's miracle came full circle. In July 2025, his forever human found him.
You love the outdoors, no, Penny? Do you know their new family? They have like this big balcony for you. Are you excited?
It wasn't just adoption, it was destiny. People from around the world had wanted to adopt Ben, but the man who was meant to be his dad had seen something in him the first time his story came out. That same spark of hope that we saw the day we rescued him. Ben had to wait a little longer before joining his future family, but as we all know, good things take time.
It's your last night here. We really miss you, okay? We're so proud of you.
Ben doesn't want to look at us. Hey, Ben. Such a cutie patootie. I'm sorry.
You have Parisia's number.
I'm gonna sit here and mind my business. Alright? You come out in your own time. Yeah, hello? Welcome to Germany. Welcome to Germany, buddy.
Today, Ben's story continues, no longer one of pain and survival, but of peace and belonging. His days are filled with warmth, comfort, and quiet companionship. The boy who once hid from love now seeks it out, curling up next to his human and feline brothers, soaking in the safety he once only dreamed of. Ben's rescue reminded everyone that healing isn't just about medicine and food. It's about patience, kindness, and faith in what's possible when love refuses to give up. Ben proved that even the most broken souls can mend, and sometimes in the process, they mend ours too.
Hello? Hello?